He was once the world's most famous male model. Even his looks were household names.
Zoolander 2 begins promising with Justin Bieber being hunted down. It's promising because after already shot to pieces, he takes the time to take a selfie, choosing the right filters, and then of course, post it. It works because they make fun of something very recent and they do it at least a little bit cleverly. And Bieber's face doing the blue steel, or was it Magnum, of course looks totally hilarious. It's exactly this relevancy that is totally lacking later. The first Zoolander is 15 years old and this sequel feels like it should have been made way earlier. Or of course, it should have been better than what we get here. I wouldn't go so far as calling this movie a disaster because me and my buddy were actually entertained and laughed many times. But there were even more moments when we watched the movie with our mouth wide open and silently ask ourselves, what's going on? But not in terms of don't understanding the plot, because man is it simple and also overused, but in sheer bewilderment of how embarrassingly unfunny the movie could be at times. After a quite entertaining montage sequence at the beginning, where we are told what happened in between the two movies, it gets very strange very soon, namely with the arrival of no other than Billy Zane. Yep, Billy Zane is in this movie, and so are many other strange faces. Zoolander 2 puts many different faces in it, and most of the time it falls very flat. I was beginning to get the feeling more of a lazy spoof movie than what I was hoping to get from a Zoolander return here. But first let's continue with what was great in the movie. I like Owen Wilson. I actually like him a lot. I like his face, I like the way he talks. I liked Owen Wilson in Zoolander 2. Even though he has some missteps, but I don't think that was really his fault as an actor. Also, I loved Kristen Wiig. She doesn't do much in this movie, but when she's on screen, she kills it. Also killing it, Will Ferrell. He has free roam to unleash the craziness, and I think that's fantastic.
I'm the mama pajama! I'm the mama pajama!
Even though it takes some time until he enters the stage. Penélope Cruz is also a nice addition to the franchise because she just glows with charisma. But again, it comes with a but, because towards the end she is limited to her sexiness in a way that, at least in my opinion, was getting a little bit annoying. Are there funny moments in Zoolander 2? Of course there are, and there were even 2 scenes where I busted out laughing loud. But unfortunately, half of the movie at least fails completely. Where 15 years ago making fun about the modeling world was quite entertaining, they themselves seem to know that there's not much left there to do. But when they try to make fun of more recent things, like it works so well with the Bieber intro scene, it's almost embarrassing to watch. Derek and Hansel should look like they are out of touch, but more often it comes across as Ben Stiller, the filmmaker, and of course the other writers involved, are more out of touch than their characters. Maybe I can describe the movie by stating that the writing, the jokes itself vary from mediocre to just simply bad, but the characters themselves and the performances are still somehow fun to watch, and yeah, you somehow like to see those characters again. Let me talk about one last thing before we get to the final result. Towards the end, the movie is getting even stranger, because I kid you not when I tell you that for at least 15 continuous minutes, where locations are changing, the movie keeps playing some espionage action thriller music non-stop. It almost feels like they thought with the music on, it's not that bad when many jokes fall flat, because instead of a silent audience you have at least that gripping soundtrack. And to be honest, it wasn't that bad, and in its own peculiar strange way quite hilarious. Let's wrap this up. Zoolander 2 is no disaster. It has Kristen Wiig, it has Will Ferrell, and the stupidity of Derek and Hansel is still likable, I think. But the movie is also a big letdown because it never gets even close to its predecessor. It feels outdated, unpolished, and in its most disappointing moments it looks more like a cheap spoof movie. I wouldn't recommend it, but I also wouldn't deny that you could have some great laughs with it. So choose for yourselves. And if you go see the movie, please tell me in the comments below what you think about it. My name is Jimmy Cage, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next movie review, which will be out very soon.
God help us all.